Lily's voice trembled, but her words were sharp. "Mom, you just hit the owner." I pressed a napkin against my lip, tasting copper, and smiled. Not the fragile smile of a wounded woman, but the calm, deliberate smile of someone who has spent months rehearsing victory. "Marco," I said, my voice steady, "please show my guests the door." The room froze. My mother-in-law's face drained of color. My husband shifted uneasily beside her, silent, useless. Their perfect little world cracked right there in my dining room. It hadn't always been like this. I remember the first time I met them. Marco, radiant, confident, promising me a life of laughter and soft mornings. His mother, charming, attentive, always the one to spoil me with advice, to remind me how lucky I was. I trusted them. I loved them. I believed in the warmth they offered. But the first crack came in whispers. A glance exchanged, a hushed laugh behind my back. At first I dismissed it, clinging to the past. But the small inconsistencies piled up. Marco, working late without notice. Messages deleted too quickly. Stories that never added up. The truth hit me on a Tuesday morning. A message I wasn't supposed to see. My husband's betrayal laid bare. Each word like acid on my skin. The shock was sharp, but I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I cataloged. I noted patterns. I traced timelines. Every slip, every lie, every false alibi became ammunition. The shift was subtle at first. I stopped reacting. I stopped hoping for apologies. Instead, I began planning. I researched laws, contracts, finances. I found weaknesses, loopholes, angles that would allow me to strike with precision. Social gatherings, mutual friends, public settings, they all became stages. The key wasn't anger, it was timing. It was control. I started planting seeds quietly. Conversations recorded, small financial adjustments, whispers to the right people at the right time. A cocktail of humiliation, exposure, and inevitability. Each move deliberate, each action invisible until the moment arrived. The night arrived. My mother-in-law thought she could humiliate me, slap me across my own dining room. My husband thought he could continue his silence, pretending loyalty where none existed. But I was ready. I let the initial shock register, let the blood stain my lip, let the room hold its breath. Then I acted. "Marco, please show my guests the door." The weight of those words hit harder than any slap. Lily's confession, the acknowledgement of truth, sliced through the tension. The guests murmured. Marco moved, hesitated, and obeyed. My mother-in-law realized, too late, that the room now belonged to me. Every smirk, every dismissive comment, every cruel word she had ever said bounced back onto her, amplified by her own witnesses. I let the silence speak for me. The subtle shift in their posture, the way the air felt heavier around them, the way my smile did not waver. This was my triumph. I didn't need to yell. I didn't need to justify. The evidence had been gathered, the betrayals catalogued, the network of witnesses and proof perfectly aligned. And then the final piece fell into place. The guests, friends, colleagues, socialites who had once admired my mother-in-law and Marco's supposed perfection now saw the cracks. They saw the facade crumble. I could see the recognition dawn, the horror in their eyes, the disbelief that I, the quiet, seemingly harmless woman, had orchestrated their undoing. I had won. Not through anger, not through tears, but through strategy. I had reclaimed my home, my dignity, my narrative. As they left, my mother-in-law's face twisted in a mix of fury and shame. Marco looked at me once, silently pleading for understanding he would never receive. I only smiled. Alone in the quiet, I touched the corner of my lip, wiped the last trace of blood, and felt the weight lift. Not of revenge alone, but of liberation. I had been betrayed, yes, but I had risen. I had mastered the game. I had turned betrayal into art, silence into power, and humiliation into my canvas. And in that moment, I understood the sweetest truth. Some victories are not loud. They are quiet, precise, and unforgettable.